As parents, we look at our kids and say, we gave them life. That is not it at all. Our kids give us life every day.
One of my family members called me and said that pills were missing from the medicine cabinet.
Prescription drugs were the beginning of a much more serious problem, that kids were becoming addicted to Vicodin, oxycodone, hydrocodone, and these are synthetic heroin.
And that, people think prescription drugs are safe because they're given to you by a doctor, right?
At the time, I really didn't understand that these pills were synthetic heroin.
Fairly serious injury, I went to the hospital. That's when my life really started to change. While in the hospital, I got morphine for the pain, Tylenol 3, which has codeine in it, a mild narcotic drug called Oxycontin. Oxycontin's on the top right next to heroin.
I don't know if he really knew what he was taking, and we're left with pictures of him, memories.
I thought, why not try this? It's a prescription pill she got from a doctor.
By the time I was in 8th grade, I was already prescribed Vicodin. By the time I was a sophomore, I was being prescribed morphine. Took pills because it was okay, because it was prescribed from a doctor.
I took Vicodin, is what I was prescribed. And I didn't see really an issue with it. It was prescribed by a doctor. It was something that I considered safe.
This is a problem that starts with adults and it filters down to our kids.
You go to the doctor and you get Vicodin. We all save them for, we might need them later. They're in our medicine cabinets for our kids to start experimenting with.
And on a daily basis, I was seeing young adults under the age of 25 that were coming into my courtroom that were addicted.
The face of addiction, it's changed.
Academic honor roll, he was a very smart kid.
It is an honor roll student, it's an athlete,
I had all A's.
Had great grades.
All A student, never gave any problems. He excelled in just about everything, and sports-wise and things like that. And
this is my daughter, Shelby. Does she look like a drug addict? She was addicted to opiates.
It is the good kids. It's the football players and the honor students.
We had, the house in the suburbs, the built-in pool.
We have a good family, we talk to our kids, we go to church, we do all the right things.
I had a very good family growing up. I had a loving mother and father.
He came from a Christian loving home. He went to a private school. He was an athlete, basketball team, loved to play ice hockey.
She was always really polite, very respectful, went to church with us. I worked in the legal system and I had no idea.
I was very naive.
We have created a society that drugs for every emotion. Kids don't want to feel, and we've forgotten to teach kids how to cope. And it has led to a very serious problem that is taking young lives away.
Driving him to the hospital, I was banging on his chest, and I kept on thinking, I'm gonna lose my boy, I'm gonna lose my boy.
I performed 7.5 minutes of CPR on her until the paramedics came.
I didn't want to live, and I eventually tried overdosing and taking my own life.
when I caught the glimpse of my eyes, the paramedics, and somebody beating in my son's chest.
Begging God to just take my life away, because this is too much. This is too much to handle.
Someone had found him on the floor of a local grocery store.
So difficult that I would go to bed at night and I would pray to God that I wouldn't wake up in the morning. And I'd wake up in the morning and I'd pray for the strength to kill myself that day, every single day.
The United States makes up 6% of the world population, and we consume 95% of all opiates that are produced.
The autopsy results, it said he died from an overdose of oxycodone and alcohol.
He was found in the streets of Detroit. What did they do to my boy? Why couldn't they have dropped him off in front of a store, in front of a hospital, somewhere? But they let him die.
And she just laid there lifeless, purple and white and gray.
her ashes, and this is all we have left of her.
Take you into another little room. I knew right then he was gone.
Still hurts. It hurts as bad as it did the day it happened. Now she's in jail, and who knows what's gonna happen with her.
This is something that is out of control.
It's because everybody believes it won't happen to them, not my child.
If this could happen to us, it could happen to anyone.
We have to wake up.